Hey folks, well, it's that time. As you can see, we've got snow back up here at the cabin finally. And so this will be the first firing of my Heatmaster G100S for the season. So come along for the ride. I got a few tips and tricks for folks that have to run glycol and have to do heat up, shut down, heat up, shut down. So let's get to it. So the first step here is for the summer. If you look at the water level gauge, I've already drawn it down, but you make sure that that is completely full for the summer. And I do leave the pump on all summer so that the glycol doesn't settle and things of that nature. The pump really doesn't take much for power. I don't even notice that it was on from a power perspective. So keep that circulating all summer. That was the advice of the manufacturer. I had reached out to them. By the way, they're awesome to reach out to. They're more than willing to talk to you and help you along your way and give you advice, etc. So I already drew it down to a reasonable level. That water level indicator is going to go up as the temperature goes up. So when it's cold, minus whatever Celsius, that water level is going to look a little bit low. But once you get it fired up, bring it up to temperature, that thing will come way up, just because of the expansion of the water as it heats. All right, so next step that we got, I'm going to go ahead and load the fire chamber. So now you can either have this left over from the year before or make some up when you're roasting weenies, what have you. But I have some pre-charcoal pieces of wood. So I go ahead and I lay that kind of right in the middle there. I'll grab some more. Just kind of have a few pieces to get things started. And every time I burn, I always take some out, let it cool off, and I put it in here so that the next time I've got stuff to start it with. And you'll see how awesome this works. Just kind of throw those pieces in there. Hopefully you can see all that. And then I'm going to take some of the smaller ones, nice seasoned wood. And I'll just stack a few of them around it. Now you don't want to go too crazy right out of the gate and load her right up. Just enough to get the fire started and going good. And then once she's going good, then we'll load her up a little more. Even though there's snow on the ground and everything, it's pretty warm out here. It's supposed to be just around the freezing mark, maybe a touch above. But there is a pretty cool breeze, so. All right, now, the next handy hint. Get yourself one of these. A cane torch. If you have a boiler and you got to be starting it all the time when you show up, this thing is a godsend. So let me get this thing started. Okay, so I got that started. I'm going to turn this guy on. Okay, and we hit the cold start button, and that turns the fan on and gets you ready to get going here. So all I do is aim at the charcoal underneath to get those charcoal started, because once those take off, which doesn't take very long, those catch, you're golden. And they catch almost immediately because they are ready to start glowing orange. You can see where the cane torch comes in handy. Get right in there. be good to go. That's it. That's all I do. Every time I come, I'm firing it up. You can see how it's sucking the flames down. That's what you're looking for. So now it's going down into the bottom chamber down here and all through the wood. So I'm going to go ahead and close this door for a little bit and we can watch. So of course on the first fire up there's a little bit of smoke. I'll try to get the sun out of your eyes. On first start up there's a little bit of smoke. Not too much. As you can see, I have a snow and rain cap on mine because I do leave it for extended periods of time and I don't want snow and rain going down into my turbulator area down there. So there, we'll let that go for a bit. Let's just do a temperature check on here. It says the water temperature is, oh, let's see, cold start override, 47, and my air damper is open 100%. Okay, we'll give it a bit and we'll come back and see where we're at. Okay, we're about 5 minutes later, so let's give it just a quick check because we didn't put a lot of wood on there. Now generally you don't open the door very quickly, you let it air a bit. I do not have a damper in this boiler, it's too old of a model. Some of them, you pull a lever, it opens a damper. So for me all the smoke comes this way, but you can see she's really taken off that little bit. So now we're gonna add some more wood and let her go. Of course, this is nice, dry, seasoned wood. And of course, this boiler likes smaller pieces. It doesn't want big chunks, or bridging will happen. It's a little different from conventional boilers where you can, basically the bigger the better because it'll burn longer. This one's a little different because it's got to gas all of the fuel out of that wood. So you want smaller splits that won't bridge. And what I mean by bridging is they get caught on each other, because the way this burns, everything just kind of moves down as it burns. Ooh. Anyway, so again, as this burns, all of the wood just slowly moves down because it's actually burning from the bottom downward. Okay, so bridging is when you have big chunks and they kind of get just caught up, and then it creates a gap underneath them, and then your fire can actually go out if you get really bad bridging. So with this older model, there's actually a damper all along under here, a channel. And so if I load 16s in here, they'll fit, but sometimes they bridge against that. So I cut mine just a little bit shorter at 15s and it works perfect. When I upgrade to another model, once I build my shop, I'll probably have to go to longer cuts. Won't be stuck with 15s, but for this particular model boiler that has the channel down here, that definitely 15s work perfectly. Now with my wood processor, I just set it at 15 and you never notice the difference. Okay, so I'm just going to put that much in it for now, and I'll check back in a little bit, and you only load it up for, you know, a 12-hour burn. So once it actually comes up to temperature, you know, I'll put a little bit more in. I generally like to load at 8 in the morning and 8 at night, every 12 hours. So, you know, this time of year, once it's up to temperature, you really don't need to load it very much because the demand for heat just isn't near as much. All right, well, let's close this door. And I don't expect the temperature will have moved yet. Oh, 49, we've gone up 2 degrees. So we'll see how that goes. We'll come back and check in later. Also wanted to mention, picked up these magnet hooks from Princess Auto. I'm sure Harbor Freight in the States would have something similar. Nice big strong magnet. I can hang a poker from it. I can put my cane torch here, which I believe the cane torch also came from Princess Auto. So Harbor Freight in the States probably has the same thing. Awesome. Absolutely love that. It's also good in the summer for lighting your campfire, etc. You don't have to worry about tilting the propane bottle down, stuff like that. So this thing's awesome. Absolutely love it. Okay, well, it's been a half hour and we're up to 79 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's take a quick peek. Again, open slowly. See how she's doing in there. Oh yeah, she's burning good, that's for sure. I'm gonna leave it for a while longer. Now that smoke is just because we opened the door. When I come over here, there was almost nothing coming out of there. And when she's up and going, the only thing that comes out of there is steam. You don't even really smell any smoke. Now that versus a neighbor that I have down the road where he's got traditional, I guess it's a combination fire and electric in his shop. When he throws wood in there, oh boy, is she smoking billow. Anyway, away we go. We'll come back, check in on it later. Alright, well, it's about an hour later. We're up to 104. So let's go take a peek and we'll probably add a little more wood. There we go. You can see she's well engaged at this point. So let's just start stacking her up. Now I'll throw these ones on too, a little bit bigger. And the snow on here is why I'm going over to cubes. You can see that over there. Looks a little washed out. Anyway, so here we go. It's probably more than I need. I think I'll leave this one out for now. So I'll just leave her like that and see how she goes. When she gets to a certain point here, it doesn't take long for it to come right up. See, it's already gained 2 degrees just in the time that we were loading that wood, so won't take too much longer. And if we go and look at the gauge there, I don't know if you can see that, but it's already come up a fair bit, so we'll check in on it later. Well, she's all up to temperature. Nothing more coming out of there. She's all smoky in there, but no flame. Looking good. All right, that's our startup. And you know, at some point I'll pull a couple of pieces out after they've been in there a while and they're nice dry charcoal, and they'll fire up right away next time. That's how I do it. Alright folks, if you like this, want more content like this, like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know. Talk to you later.